Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Tonight I'm making a new pork chop recipe and I thought I'd bring you along. A lot of people and my kids, Alex and Nikki, will send me recipes that they find that they want me to try. So I really don't even know what to call this, but I guess I'm going to call it honey and spicy dipped fried pork chops. So we're going to start with our mixture that we're going to dip our pork chops in. So in my bowl I have 2 eggs, and I'm going to add just a little bit of sriracha sauce. That's maybe a teaspoon, maybe just a little bit less. You can use and adjust whatever that you want to in this recipe. And I'm cooking 4 pork chops, so I added about enough flour that I knew that I could dip my pork chops twice. So, and remember, just you can adjust it any way that you like it. I've kind of adjusted it to what I have. So that's a little over a cup, and your salt and your pepper is all to taste. I have a teaspoon of everything except the ground red pepper. That's around 1/4 of a teaspoon. But I have a teaspoon of chili powder, garlic powder, paprika, Cajun seasoning, dried parsley flakes, and salt and pepper to taste. And that's a little over 1/4 of a teaspoon of the ground red pepper. Can't make them too spicy or I won't be able to eat them, but the rest of my family loves spicy. So mix that real well in with your flour mixture, and then mix up your eggs and your sriracha sauce, or you could add hot sauce, or you could just leave that out. Whip that up real good. Set this aside, and next we're going to get started on the sauce that we're going to dip our pork chops in. In my saucepan, my small saucepan, over medium heat, we're going to add around 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's 2 tablespoons. And into that I'm going to add a teaspoon of finely chopped garlic, or use 1 large clove. We're going to let that heat up just for a minute, just so our garlic can get infused with the oil. And then I'll be back. It won't take that long. Alright, my garlic's starting to sizzle, and you certainly don't want it to burn. So just give this just a few seconds, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. You can double this recipe right here, this part, but I'm only making enough to dip my 4 pork chops in. And to have a little extra dipping sauce if you want it. I should have reduced the amount of olive oil too. I just thought of that. I should have just used 1 tablespoon instead of 2. If you're going to double the recipe, then use 2. But it'll be alright. It's olive oil. So now I'm going to add 1/8 of a cup of soy sauce. And half cup of honey. Give that a good stir, and we're going to add a little bit of black pepper. I wouldn't add any salt to this because of the soy sauce. And to make it pretty, we're going to add some dried parsley flakes. And we're going to let this simmer, bring it up to a simmer, and let it simmer for around 5 to 10 minutes. And I am going to add just a small pinch of some crushed red pepper flakes. You don't want to add a lot, just a small pinch. And we're going to let this simmer away, and then get on to our pork chops. And you want to watch your honey mixture. Don't let it bubble over. Just keep an eye on it. That's why you want to cook it on medium. Even I'm going to turn my heat down to like a medium low and let it simmer. Alright, in my frying pan, you can use any oil that you want to fry your pork chops. I have my oil heating up. So now I'm going to show you me dipping the pork chops. First I'm going to put it in my flour mixture. using one hand to dip. Now I'm going to put it in my egg mixture. Back in my flour mixture. And then in my frying pan. And I always, and I've said this before in my other videos, I always like to make up enough flour mixture just so I know I have enough, because I have ran out before and you have to stop, wash your hands, and mix up some more. So it looks like I may have just enough. And make sure, I'm not wearing gloves, so make sure before you touch anything else that you wash your hands real good with soapy water so you don't contaminate anything with raw meat. If you have any of this extra flour left over, don't save it. Just go ahead and throw it out. Fry your pork chops till they're done. I'll flip mine when the one side gets good and done. But just fry your pork chops till they're done. And then when mine get done, I'll be back to show the next step. My pork chops are done. See, I cut one open just to make sure. I always do that. And I did rewash these once my pork chops got done. So as the rest of my meal gets done, then we'll dip them. So I've just got them sitting on a paper towel to drain any excess grease. Got them sitting on top of my stove to keep warm. And I'll be back. I've got the sauce on low, keeping it warm. Alright, I'm ready to dip my pork chops. Stir this up real good. See, it's gotten thick. It's gonna be good. Just dip your pork chops in there. Get them coated real good. Once I get mine all dipped, I'll meet you at the table and we'll try one. Remember, you can double this recipe. And this is my last pork chop. And yes, some of my crust is falling off, but that's alright. So see, I just had enough to do these 4 pretty good sized pork chops. And then we have a little bit of the glaze left over, if anybody wants a little bit more to dip theirs in. So let's go try them. Alright, here's my meal, and you'll see it again on the rolls recipe. So I'm going to try my pork chop. Real good and tender. It's different, but I do like it. It's got a sweetness to it, but then it's not really a heat to it. It's not really that spicy or anything. Not really at all. But I do like it. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for coming along with me as I tried it. And I'm about to let the rest of my family try it. And I hope you enjoy. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already for more videos. And comment. I love hearing from you. Thanks, everyone.